Not working?
Angel Heart Radio programs should not be used to replace your legal or medical advice, nor your own sound judgment. In truth, nothing can dim your magnificence. You are a divine spark, a universal light. You are here on purpose. You are part of a divine plan. And it's our joy to support you. We're here to celebrate you. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio. Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is brought to you by AngelLight777.com. A divinely ordered life with spiritual teacher Deb Goldberg on Angel Heart Radio starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Heart Radio. I'm Deb Goldberg, and it gives me a great pleasure to be here with you today. It's an honor to serve you in the highest ways that I can by bringing you divine messages of love and blessings for your life. You are dearly loved, blessed, and cherished. We have an amazing show for you tonight. I'm sorry that we got started a little late. We had some technical difficulty, but now we are here. And I have Silver with me. Silver is our new podcast host on Angel Heart Radio, and she is our agent in Rome, and she does her show in Italian. And Silver is an angel interpreter. She's a meditation teacher, and I am so happy to share her with you today. So welcome, Silver. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio on my podcast. I'm grateful for you to be here.
Well, thank you, Deb. It's really an honor to be here and to speak at your program. It's just a dream come true.
Aw, that's wonderful. And I just think it's so awesome that you reached out to Anaya and told her how, you loved Angel Heart Radio and that you were interested in having a show and to bring the love of the angels to Italy, to Rome. So why don't you tell us a little bit of how you became an angel interpreter and this all happened for you?
Well, my relationship with angels started when I was very young. I was aware that there were other beings around me. I've always loved nature very much. I love animals. I've always lived with animals. I ride horses. And for me, the direct link with the spiritual world was nature. And so I was always surrounded by these beings. And for me, it was very comfortable and very normal. But when I became a teenager, I started being a little bit frustrated because I wanted to be exactly like my peers. So I found that this relationship was a little bit maybe too much for me. So I decided to block everything and to walk another path, a very different path with respect to the one I had when I was a child. Of course, I missed it a little bit, but I really didn't want to appear strange to others. I didn't want to talk about these things at all. I never shared these experiences with anybody. And this actually went on for many, many years. In the meantime, I actually became an interpreter, a real professional interpreter. I do simultaneous translation and I translate from English into Italian, from Italian to English, French into English, so in many languages. And at a certain point after I got married, I had my children, I started feeling that there was something missing in my life, that I really needed to go back to that experience, and which I did. But I also started studying a lot because I wanted really to understand what it was. At the beginning, I was even afraid that I was not normal. I don't have any clairvoyance gift. I just saw one celestial being only once in my life, and it was actually a normal occasion. It was nothing really sacred or, inspired. I was just, walking in the street and actually saw a celestial being just close to another person. And the light was so amazing. I knew who that being was. I mean, it was a celestial being, so I knew. But my gift maybe is knowledge. I've always felt that I knew a lot of things, and that this knowledge was there all the time. And so, but I wanted to actually go deeper with this knowledge. So I attended many courses. I started meditation. I did Reiki, and but my path is really related and linked to angels. And in the end, I managed to also be able to share this knowledge and this experience with other people. And this is the reason why I was always listening to Angel Heart Radio. It was a great source of inspiration. And one day, I don't even know why, I actually wrote to Anaya. And I didn't ask for anything. We just became friends. And then one day, here it is. I mean, I have a program, which is absolutely amazing. But, with angels, anything can happen. Impossible does not exist.
What a beautiful story. And you know what's interesting, Silver? So many people have had that same experience when they were younger, where they felt that they were more in touch with divine beings or God or whatever anybody feels connected to. And it kind of gets put on hold, or their family doesn't support them in what their belief system is, and so they go on with life and let that part go. So that's not an unusual story.
No, I think it's very usual also in families that are religious. I mean, I was brought up in a, Catholic family, like, many Italian people. But I don't know how to explain. It's actually difficult. I think that spirituality has very little to do with, religion in general, especially the religions that are taught in schools or in different kind of congregations. Spirituality is really something very personal, I think. And so sometimes what you feel inside is not exactly what you were being taught. And so there is a kind of discrepancy. And I can only speak for myself and my Catholic upbringing. But I talked to many, many other people coming from different confessions, and they felt the same, that sometimes their inner knowledge, their feelings were not really in tune with what they were being taught or what their parents wanted to feel or believe. And for me, it is hands-on experience. This is what I can only actually share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I so agree with you. And that's the way I experienced it too, is that it is an experience within of divine love. Even though you see it around you, you're not always attuned to it within. And so it's your relationship with divine love, and however that is for each person. Excuse me. So you wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in Italy right now, in Rome, and having this worldwide experience kind of at the same time and at different levels. But you had some information you wanted to share with people?
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to give you some information about what is happening in Italy. As you know, as you've heard from the news, Italy is completely locked down as a country. So people have to stay at home. We can only go out to buy food or nothing else. We can't do anything. no schools, no university, everything is online. And this had never happened before, not even during the war. My mother is 97, so she was young when during World War II, and she is always protesting, saying, not even during World War II, I was not allowed to go out. She was furious. It's really something really different. I actually came from Africa back to Italy. I left and everything was fine. When I came back, I found a very different country, I have to say. And the feeling was very strange at the beginning. However, uh, uh, I feel and I get every day messages that this is really a profound experience for everybody. This is actually a watershed. The world will not be the same. It will be, sometimes bumpy ahead. Of course, we are all very concerned about people who get ill, who lose their lives. It's very sad. But if you think of the enormous change that is going on in the world, in the whole world, no country is disconnected from this, which is I think it never happened before. And people become united. Actually, people in Italy get onto their balconies and terraces and they sing together in the streets. There are people creating disco parties from their terraces, tenors singing beautiful opera songs, people dancing on the terraces. I mean, unity and really support for one another, which was unheard of. Actually, we had a very divisive period in our politics in Italy, and so there was a lot of anger after the crisis of 2008. Many people lost their jobs, so it was heavy. And I have to say that now the atmosphere is so light, and what I see is tremendous change and also very positive change. So I know that fear is there, but I think that we should capitalize. The message I have every day is how we have to capitalize on this opportunity. It is actually a great opportunity for the whole world. We're all united, no difference in religion, gender, ethnic group, age, we're all in there. And for me, I have to say that at the beginning, I was really, really puzzled. But then I said, wow, I'm so grateful that I can actually live this experience.
That is beautiful. And it is that we're seeing unity happening, excuse me, not just worldwide, but even in our own communities. I had just come back from Florida as well. And one of the gentlemen that was helping out where my mom lives said that all of a sudden he said people are so nice, and and that it takes something that really hits everybody, that we become so vulnerable. We need each other. We need each other, and to collaborate with each other as we move forward. And while you were talking, I was thinking, well, everybody in the world has been crying for change, right? All different, from different ways, politically, um, you know, it, and even in the light workers world, we've been asking for ascension, right? So everybody has been crying for change in so many ways. And here comes this experience or a virus that allows things to shift, as you're saying. When we've been talking on Enlightened World as a new day, a new dawn. And by the way, this is also being broadcast on Stand Up and Empower as well. We've been going to live stream on there as too. So we have a program there, Real Talk Angels. So I'm so glad to bring you here today and to allow other people hear how another country is handling the situation.
Yeah, the situation is being handled very well by the healthcare professionals who really are doing their best to help people out. And it is also very well managed by the people because people have realized that this is what they have to do. And they try to communicate in different ways. We organize actually dinners with friends on Zoom, and people get, my children organize their meetings with their friends, and so everybody's trying to do something. Even my mother who's 97 now, she's using WhatsApp to send us photos, prayers, and everything. Which is, if you think of it, it's amazing. It is actually shifting the world into the digital more and more, which is of course important for the positive things that this can actually look at. Here we are here in an international cosmopolitan community with people from all walks of life, different religions, different genders. Isn't this amazing? I mean, technology can really be amazing. I think this is going to be a major technological shift, even for people who before never used the technology at all. And so people are coping well, I have to say, well, and people are smiling in the streets, and it's amazing. I have to say that every day is getting, the change is getting stronger and stronger. But the message I have every single day: capitalize on this great opportunity, live through it. It's going to be a major change, but for the better for everybody.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now, I know we talked about we're doing this show in English, but
Yeah.
you do your show in Italian. And
Okay.
and I had said you're welcome to share that message in Italian now, if you'd like, before we
I
keep
will.
going forward.
I will.
Okay.
Cari amici italiani, sono qua in questo bellissimo programma su Angel Heart Radio. È un grandissimo onore per me. Quello che volevo condividere con voi è che questo periodo di grande cambiamento è un cambiamento assolutamente fantastico, soprattutto per avere una vita migliore nel futuro. È un periodo chiaramente difficile in cui ci sono molte preoccupazioni per l'economia, paura per l'epidemia, paura del futuro, l'incertezza. Però il messaggio che ricevo tutti i giorni è che bisogna sfruttare al massimo questa occasione, proprio per vivere meglio, per aprirsi meglio, per avere una visione diversa del futuro. Tutto sta cambiando velocemente, ora più gente usa le tecnologie, c'è meno inquinamento, c'è più dolcezza, c'è meno divisione nel mondo, e questo è il messaggio che io ricevo tutti i giorni, di usare questo tempo che abbiamo a nostra disposizione veramente per fare un grande cambiamento, perché questo è un cambiamento globale ed è un cambiamento epocale. Grazie. Ciao.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. We're so excited that we can do Angel Heart Radio in Italian. It is,
Yes.
even though I don't understand the language, it sounds beautiful, and it's so amazing because you can interpret both, that you're bilingual as well as other languages that you said you understand as well.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, you said that there was a special story of how you got your name, Silver.
Oh, that's very strange. Yes. Okay. Sil is the first three letters of my name. My name is Sylvia. But then for a long time, with a person with whom I have a very close connection, we had the idea of creating a company, and the name of the company also included the three letters VER. But then silver is also a metal, an alloy. So I one day I was actually thinking about what name to use for Angel Heart Radio, and I was meditating, and silver objects were coming forward in my vision. Why am I seeing? And then I got this message that silver was the name that I had to use, which I love very much. And actually, the name Sylvia means, from the Latin, it means wood, forest. And I have a great passion for forests. I always walk in the woods, walk in the forest. I actually love the trees. I actually feel their energy. So this suits me very well.
What a beautiful story.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a great story. It is so interesting to hear what comes through when you're meditating, right? That for some reason that is, and when you're listening, then you get to um, go forth with what you're being asked to do and recommended to do.
Yes, actually, it was a long journey because at the beginning I was not certain about the difference between angelic messages and my mind. Clearly, with experience, I realized that the difference is really very clear. But it took me a long practice, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to actually test everything. I'm a very scientific person, very pragmatic. So if somebody tells me you have to believe this, I can't believe it. I have to really prove it for myself. And I ask for proof. Every time I say, did I understand correctly? And is this the message you want to send me? And I wanted to have confirmation. This is how I learned the subtle, actually, we say, we know it's a huge difference, but at the beginning, it's a subtle difference. So you have actually to fine tune the intuition. And it takes practice, I have to say. For me, it was not something easy at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was talking yesterday in a show about the spiritual ego, I call it, is that it talks to me as if it's Jesus or God or my higher self. It makes believe it's, I'm hearing this voice inside myself, and it's not really what I'm meant to hear. And it took me a long time to discern what is the voice. And, part of that was learning that usually what comes through spiritually feels good. It feels more loving. Although I do have to admit, sometimes I'm asked to do things that I don't really want to do. And so even though it's loving, it's about me learning to follow through, even if it's something that part of me is not interested in. So it is such a journey listening, isn't it?
Yeah.
And figuring out, am I hearing divine love talk to me, or is this I'm making stuff up in my head?
Yeah, it took me, I have to say, a lot of practice,
Mm-hmm.
and but I love the journey. However, I
Mm-hmm.
really loved it because but it's a learning experience every single day. There is always something new. Look at this virus and very unprecedented situation. There are always, you know, moments in which I have doubt. And the most amazing thing is that even though I have to say angels are my best friends, I just live with them. For me, I mean, I always talk to them. But sometimes I actually forget them. I'm there doing something and everything becomes so difficult. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually forget to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stop and say, oh, how silly of me. Why didn't I ask? And
Right.
when I ask, I generally get an answer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's something that we all happens to everybody. You get busy in your life or you try to tackle something on your own. I know it, I do it myself. And I have to remind myself, oh, especially if it's getting hard or feeling difficult or frustrating, is like, okay, why didn't I just ask for help? Right? That we have help 24/7 for everything. Um, and, I know for myself, part of my understanding about me is wanting to do everything myself. That has been something ongoing that I've been trying to break that habit that I don't have to do everything by myself.
Yes, for me, this is also true for me, but it's also probably the fact that I felt that who am I to ask for so much help? Why should they actually help me? There were many questions that were coming into my mind that maybe I was not worthy,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe my needs were petty with respect to the important um, issues of the world, such as big things such as poverty, disease, and so I was a little bit afraid of asking, but then I realized that um, angels actually help me even in the petty things, even in the small things. Actually, I actually can feel them and at work on these things. They actually make your life easier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for example, I lose everything. I'm a jerk from this point of view, and I lose my keys and I lose the goggles. It's crazy. And for me, Shamuel is really my best friend. And I have to stop and say, please, Shamuel, where did I put my glasses? Where did I put my keys? Because and he helps me a lot, even with these small things. But this makes my life really easier.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. It is amazing. You're not the only person that thinks that. A lot of people think that the relationship with angels or God or Jesus or whomever you believe, that you're not worthy or you're bothering with petty stuff. And there's just no truth to that. Every single person has their own guides, and they're there for the most minute things, like what should I wear today, what should I eat today, yeah, where are my glasses, where it is for everything. What should I do next in my day, what should I do next? But we are not used to stopping and asking all of those questions. And then we have this idea that because divine love is sacred and it's holy and it's unconditional love, we put a wall between us that we're not, we can't ask, we can't receive certain things, we can't be one with it. And there's absolutely no truth to that at all, that we are that sacred energy and it's there to help us along, as we live this life. It's such a
I
gift.
Absolutely, absolutely. I actually practice a gratitude walk every day. When I walk, I just express gratitude for what I am, for what I have, for the world, for the beauty of the world, and for animals, plants, and everything. Um, but sometimes I actually do Ho'oponopono
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I forget how generous the universe is. I actually forget, and when I forget, I do this. I actually repeat to myself the words, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And I say this to the universe because I really think that the universe is so amazing and so generous if you actually stop and watch. If I watch nature, animals, flowers, and the changing of seasons, of beautiful sceneries, I have to say that I always ask. I always ask every day to see the beauty that is around me because there is beauty everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And this is important. I think beauty will save the world.
Mm-hmm. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And everything is beautiful. We don't always see it that way, though. I love that. I do Ho'oponopono too, um, and to keep myself remembering what, staying in gratitude, um, or having a thought that I don't feel good about. Um, but it's also, I love what you're saying about, looking at how beautiful the outside is, and keep remembering that everyone is that same beauty inside. Appreciating, as we appreciate the seasons and all the beauty outside and the animals, it's appreciating yourself as that same consciousness, as that same love and energy, that you are that same beautiful resonance of love, like you see outside of yourself. I'm so grateful to have you here today and really be talking about things to open up and expand our ways of thinking, our minds, our hearts, especially at this time, is flipping everything to look at the beauty of the world and of yourself rather than looking at everything in such negative ways. That we can move from fear into love. And at times, yes, we slip back from love back into fear, but that we can always flip back into love again.
Absolutely. I think it is very important to keep your energy high and to have a high vibration, high frequency. And it is really important. And you can do whatever you like to feel good. Stay in the sun, have a walk, read a good book, talk to friends, laugh. I think especially now it is really very important.
Mm-hmm.
And but I see that people are really doing that. It's really amazing what I see around.
Mm-hmm.
I have lots of photos of people really dancing on the terrace. It's amazing. It's really incredible. Because I think this is a good way, that the positive approach to, dismissing and dispelling fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear will bring us nothing, nothing at all.
Yeah, it is. When you're in the thick of it, though, sometimes people don't know how to get out of it, and I think one of the ways that we do that is really like what you're talking about, gratitude. And Terry Angel's another podcast host on Angel Heart Radio. She also has a gratitude happy hour. Gratitude lifts us constantly in our mind and in our hearts. So when we're feeling scared, and it's okay to feel fear, it's about not staying there. It's about that you have the capacity to keep uplifting yourself. And gratitude, having gratitude, looking around you and looking past you to see what is there, and that you have your life. And gratitude helps you pull yourself up. But it also sounds like there are people where you live in your country that are looking to raise spirits, raise everybody's spirit, right? That
Yes.
That's really important too, is that they're doing fun things like singing or dancing. These are ways to experience a higher level of a frequency that you're talking about. Is how do we uplift everybody? Like, we do fun things, and now everybody's at home with their families, so it's how do we start a new family activity? Actually, I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I said, you're home with your family now, and they're seeing, and your children are seeing all these things that are happening, and they do feel fear. They feel fear from adults, and they feel fear from what the media talks about. And wouldn't it be great to implement a family meditation hour, or even a half hour, right?
Oh, that would be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Let's teach your
Yes.
children how to meditate and do that together, and start that's a great coping mechanism for your life, is to learn how to meditate, connect within, get peace from within. And it's something that you do as a family. And group meditations are powerful. As you know, you're a meditation teacher, right?
Yeah, group prayers, group meditation is so
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I also join different groups online, to listen to conferences, lectures, or to participate. It's very important because it is especially at these difficult times so that we really need to be supported and to support other people. And in fact, I got a class with my friends here online, to teach about brain coherence and about the scientific side also of the well-being that meditation brings to our lives. And there is a lot of scientific evidence by now. I translated luminaries and genetists and spiritual leaders, and also I think one of the greatest experts of brain function in during meditation. It was really very interesting. So, I mean, we have a body of evidence showing that really meditation is very helpful in many different ways. It doesn't have to be religious. It just can be a normal practice, like you work out in the gym. But then if you want to give it a spiritual meaning, why not? I mean, it's even better. But I mean, everybody can meditate. For years, I thought I was unable to meditate. But then I found my method, my own approach, and because I'm a very visual person, so for me visualizations are very important, and I learned it, and I think it's part of my life.
It's beautiful, and it's part of my life too. I couldn't imagine not meditating every day, and if I do miss a day, I feel like it really affects me. That it really helps me get myself grounded for the day, and to keep remembering to go within. So I think it's very important that everybody do that. And that was not an easy practice for me to start. I was busy every day working, and I thought, where am I going to put this in? And I just started it with 5 minutes a day at my desk before I got started. And it just spun off into 45 minutes to an hour that I do that in the morning right after I wake up. And it just is a wonderful way to set the day for me.
Absolutely, I love meditation. I don't do long meditations myself, but I tend to repeat the meditations at different times during the day, even short ones, just to ground myself and go within and feel myself in energetically connected to all the rest of the world. And of course, yes, I can also do longer meditation, especially when I teach, but not too long. And but now it has become such a habit that for me, I mean, going within, it takes just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important for me but I really thought I would not be able to meditate at the beginning. Absolutely, it took me a lot of practice. It took me some learning.
Mm-hmm.
And also I managed to find my way. There is not one way. I think that there are many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Even prayer. I mean, praying is a wonderful form of meditation. I think that we should actually teach our children to do that.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I think that it should be done in school as a PE, as meditation class.
Absolutely.
And yoga, and mindfulness. I think it would be a wonderful combination of PE
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Silver, what's your show in Italian like? What do you talk about with with your audience?
Well, the idea of the program, to do the program in Italian, is because in Italy we don't have all the resources that you have in America or in the UK with the English language. So I wanted to bring forward and share my knowledge, what I had learned. This is the first objective, but I also wanted to encourage people to talk about their experience with angels, because it was I remember when I was an adolescent, I didn't want to talk about this experience at all, because actually I was ashamed. I was afraid. People thought that I was nuts. And many people have incredible stories that they would like to share, but they don't know with whom they can share uh, these stories. So another objective is to encourage people to um, reach me, get in touch with me, and share their stories. I know of incredible stories of people, actually, people who had all sorts of support, help. Not even the very incredible if being saved because their lives were saved, but even less dramatic things, and very incredible stories. And also I want to collect images of orbs. uh, this is something I've been doing now for some years. I have a whole collection of beautiful orbs that I um, uh, actually photographed myself, and I love them because it's the real proof that this light is in the world, and these beautiful lights of all colors and shapes, and amazing. So again, if you have beautiful images of orbs, just contact me and share them with me. I would be so grateful.
Oh, that's awesome. And those orbs are always a reflection of you and of the light that everyone is. It is beautiful. So, and I think that show is great because a lot of people are afraid to talk about their divine experiences, um, and or why they see angels or hear angels, or are getting information or wisdom from angels. I think that most people I talk to say that, like we were saying earlier, that people aren't always open to hearing that. So you learn to keep it to yourself, or then, you decide that I'm not going to have that as part of my life because I can't share it with anybody else. It feels awkward. And so giving people an a place for them to share their beautiful stories and know that it's common and that we all have the ability to do it. We all have the ability to connect, because that's our divine nature, is we're connecting with our divine nature. And so connecting should be something that's more commonplace and normal than not, right?
Yes, but for many people, it's something that it has to be kept private. People tend not to talk about these experiences unless then there is an opportunity to share. And when they open up, they have incredible stories
Oh
to
yeah.
share. Yes,
Yeah.
the most amazing things. And so I encourage people actually to speak up because there is nothing wrong, and it's actually very inspiring for other people.
Hmm. So you're on the cutting edge in Italy, creating this opening, right, for people to share these beautiful stories, because in the United States, we're sharing them everywhere, um, online. There's a huge support system of light workers, um, and everybody bringing their own unique gifts and connections, um, to the world. So it's just awesome that you've opened a portal in Italy for
Yeah,
people to feel the same way.
absolutely. Yes, some people are not able to access the knowledge or the experience you have in the Anglo-Saxon world because they don't know English. That is one hindrance,
Mm-hmm.
and other people don't know where to look for. And so I really think that there is a gap that we can actually bridge, and people are very grateful about that. Of course, especially in Italy, Italy is a very Catholic country, and many people believe in God and in spirituality. So it's not uncommon to find people who actually want to share these experiences, but they tend not to do that because formally it's not seen as something that you should do.
Well, you are changing the world there.
Yes, hopefully for the better.
For the better. Yes, of
Yes,
course. Of
yes.
course. Oh, goodness. Well, what we're running down on time. Is there some other message or something you would like to say to your friends in Italy or to us?
Well, to you, that it's really important for me to be part of this family. It's really great support, and for me, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. And to my Italian friends, I'll switch to Italian. Vi voglio dire che posso condividere con voi molte delle conoscenze che sono ormai di casa, possiamo dire, nel mondo anglosassone, dove c'è una grande rete di operatori di luce che lavorano e operano per il bene di tutti noi. E posso fare appunto da interprete tra questi due mondi per condividere con voi queste conoscenze. Grazie, vi amo. Ciao.
Ah, beautiful. And how can people get in touch with you? Say they want to follow you or something like that.
Yes, I have a Facebook page, Silver, SYL, then BER, and they can send me private messages, and I can share with them different material, and I can organize courses and meditations, one-to-one meetings, whatever they like. But you can actually get in touch with me on that page. I'm actually working on my website. It's very new, so it's everything happened so quickly. I was taken aback.
Mm-hmm. Yes, everything continues to seem to happen very quickly now. It's
Oh,
like
absolutely,
the energy,
absolutely.
it seems to be moving along very quickly. And you know, my messages are from God is that this will all be taken care of, that things are going to be healed quickly, and we will be moving forward out of this quickly, and everything is in divine order. So I wanted to share that, but the energy does seem to be faster on everything
Yes,
that we're doing.
yes,
Yeah.
spinning.
Spinning, yeah.
Yeah,
we have a we have a bunch of guests on Facebook, and so you might want to tune into that after we're done and
absolutely,
see what they have to say.
absolutely.
And so for now, we are going to say goodbye until the next time.
Thank you,
And
Deb.
thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Spending
Thank you.
time with you and bringing your lovely self to Angel Heart Radio and our audience.
Thank you. Thank you very much to
You're
you
welcome.
all.
And when in doubt, never underestimate the power of prayer. Well, you are being listened to and heard throughout the universe, and it always responds with infinite and eternal love. Remember to go inside and listen through your heart for the whispers of heaven. I love you and God bless you.
You've been listening to another fabulous program on Angel Heart Radio. Our goal is to remind you of how much you matter in the world and to let you know that we appreciate who you are in the world. You can check out who's on, when we're on, and who our guests are at angelheartradio.com. Everything is there. It's all just one click away. Angel Heart Radio programs are powerful tools to help you in your life and your life experience. They are not intended, nor should they, be used to replace your medical or legal advice.
Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is brought to you by AngelLight777.com.
The views and opinions expressed by Angel Heart Radio hosts, guests, co-hosts and associates should not be construed as advice from Angel Heart Radio.